Good morning. Well, this is a conclusion of my three-part video on slotting and pocketing. I've got the piece done. I've still got some polishing and stuff on it, but it's pretty well done. We got two pockets, and we got two pockets that are about, just a little over an inch deep. They're about 1 1/4 by about 3 1/4 inches in size. And you probably remember I started off the 1 1/2 inch by about a 4 by 4 inch block of 6061 here. And I'll do some polish on it. As it turned out, I'm making this for my brother, Ed. I made it so he'd have a little ashtray to put in his shop. But like most of my projects, I try to choose products on a video that maybe illustrate some ideas on some practices that are kind of good for someone new to machining to learn. Pocketing, slotting and pocketing are fairly difficult, but if you just remember, if you remember in my first video and the second, I started this process out by drilling holes at the end of each of the slots. Remember, I cut slots clear around on each of the pockets. And so I had a slot in each of the four corners. And then once that was done, then I was left with a little island there, and then I milled that out. The DRO, this is not too difficult. You just got to go slowly and make sure that every one of your axes, your Z axis, your head, on your, if you're using a mill drill like I am, but every axis except the one that you're using is locked up. Otherwise, that mill's going to want to climb out of there, or worse, it'll get pulled down in there. Particularly if you forget to lock up your spindle. So other than that, I was able to cut this out with about a 30,000ths of cut. And then I switched over in video 2 where I was using I did most of the work with a carbide, a 1/2 inch carbide end mill, which gave me the radius that I've got here. Now, if I'd have wanted a smaller radius, I'd have had done the work, at least the initial work with say a 3/8 or even a 1/4 inch end mill if I wanted a tighter radius here. Or if I'd have wanted a large radius, I could have gone with a 3/4. Anyway, you just go slow and easy. Let your mill talk to you, and I think with a heavier mill, mine's got a little over 1 horsepower motor on it. It does a good job, and like I say, when I was using the carbide mill, I found out that I could take 75 or even 100,000ths cut here for at least for roughing this thing out. And but I'd sure appreciate if anybody's got any ideas on how, if they've got a better approach or different approach to doing this. I'd sure like to hear about it, but that's the way I do it. And slotting is something that you'll run across, something that needs to be done from time to time. And of course, there may be times when you want to do a pocket. Now, had this been a pocket with no bottom in it, you know, if it hadn't been a blind pocket, then it would have been easier because there had been some place for the chips to go. But as it was, after every pass that I made, I would take my vacuum and I'd vacuum all those chips out, just so that because there's, you know, when you're doing this, there's no place for the chip to go. So keep that all vacuumed out good, blown out. I find that I've got a lot less work to do in the shop if I use my little shop vac and because it makes nice fine chips and I just vacuum up real nice. Well, I don't know that there's much more to say about that. I want to thank you again. This is part 3 of 3. This will conclude my session on my videos on slotting and milling pockets. Thank you very much, and you guys have a good day. I'll see you again. Thank you. Bye.